I'm just starting the uppers, and I wanted to point out that whenever you get self-closing or concealed hinges, the soft close, and even the other just regular self-closing hinges, they'll give you a direction sheet here on what to do if you're unsure, and there should even be directions on here. Well, there's directions on how to install them, what size hole to cut if you're making concealed hinges for the first time. And then they'll also go about, and I think somewhere on here there'll be directions on how to make the adjustments if you need to adjust the self-closing hinges too. And just look at the self-closing hinges. There's ways to adjust them up and down and stuff. And I've noticed there's two sets of screws. This screw here is an adjustment screw. And that screw is an adjustment screw. Okay, and that will do just about whatever you want on there. And then you can adjust the hinge up and down on the slide. So there's 3 different ways. Generally, you can go about adjusting any concealed hinge. Okay? Now, did you catch this early on when I was showing you that I'm going to be changing the concealed hinges to the self-closing hinges? And I got to do this to this one particular 45-degree door, and we just purchased this stove, and this stove right now it's not pushed back tight to the wall yet. I'm going to be putting some tile on the backsplash here, and I'll put that in my videos too for the condo renovations. I've never installed backsplash tile before, but I think I can do it and make it look like a professional did it. You'll have to watch those and see. But this particular stove, this handle's here, and see how this comes out at an angle. See, like this. Not all stoves are created equal, but this is the one Mommy wanted, and by golly, that's the one she's going to have. But see this? Look at that. This door's not going to open yet. Now, even when I push it all the way back there, I know I got about 3/4 of an inch. If I slide this back 3/4, do you think it's still going to? Do you think it's going to work? See, this handle would have to miss this edge, and I don't think it's going to. But I'm going to make on another episode on how to fix that. First off, I'm going to have to pull this out, take the hinge off, and do you know most doors you can invert? Instead of this being the top, this can be the bottom, because on the screws on this side deal, like see this one where it's installed here, usually they'll pre-drill holes on this side too. See, there's a hole right there, and there should be one right up in there. And that way you can decide before you drill your holes for your knobs which way to put these hinges. Even though they're going to do the concealed hinges one way, you can take this whole door, flip it up the other way, and put this over here to open up the door to the left. Had you have wanted this one to open to the left, they never know from cabinet detail to cabinet details. These might have been a fixed size to the edge here, and then you could have put this anywhere you wanted, adding to something else if you didn't want that actual 45 in the corner. See, these are all individual cabinets. See, this is individual to there. You see how it ends right up in there? That one's separate. That one's separate. So in a sense, they could have lined up all these cabinet doors however they wanted. That's separate. That's separate from that cabinet, because this one's got the stile in the middle. This one doesn't have a stile in the middle. When you look underneath, this face frame is separate from this face frame. See? And here's the separate cabinet from here on over to that way. And this last cabinet is from there over that way. So these were pre-finished, and somebody ordered these from a manufacturer, and that's how lots of places you can do that to save money in your cabinets. You don't necessarily need to have these cabinets pre-built or built by from scratch from the cabinet installer wherever you live. As long as you pick out what type of cabinet finishes you have and all that kind of stuff, you can pick and choose whatever you want. Thus, you can flip these cabinet doors around however you want. See, just like here, here's the hole again. Right there, had I wanted to have flipped that. So I know inside of here, even though the hinges are here and here, there's going to be 2 screws over there, so I can flip-flop that. But because they've installed the knob here afterwards, that means when I flip-flop it, this handle is not going to be up here, is it? When I flip-flop it, the handle's going to be down there, right? So what can I do about that? Well, I'm going to drill a hole up here, take the knob off, put it up here, then I'm going to have a hole drilled right through the cabinet down there. How am I going to fix that? Well, you can go to the hardware store and get putty sticks. And you can take your cabinet door to the hardware store with you if you want, or take a picture of it, whatever. And the putty sticks, they have all different kinds of colors of putty sticks, and you can find the matching putty stick that will match as closely as possible, and then you'll fill up that hole, and all you're going to see down there when you're standing back here is you're going to see one little pinhead hole where the screw was, and then that door, this door from forevermore, will be opened up this direction. Granted, when this goes out all the way, the door is only going to be able to open so far before it hits this edge, but this edge is going to be back about 3/4 of an inch or an inch once I slide it up against the wall, right? And it's going to be able to open up about this far. So it's still going to be okay, and I'll get that fixed. I'll make a whole video series of that, but for now, I'm still working on these doors. I thought I'd point that out, and if you want to watch that, of course, it's going to be on a future episode under the condo renovations episode, whatever. Look for it on my channel.